Hi there, I'm procrastinating writer, otherwise known as James Edwards, so let's begin, shall we? Hope you like what I've done with the corner. I use a lot of salad tape. And also now, because I've just taken the sleeves out of Xbox cases, do not know the proper Xbox case for the game. Yeah, that was a smart move. Sorry about it being quite quiet on this front. I actually have had to do quite a few things. Mostly try and wake up, and then mostly try and go back to sleep. And then uncorrupt my Microsoft Word documents. And it turns out God was behind it all. So I saved the backups on the USB, and I found my USB. So, yay! It's quite annoying how I put so much faith in the fact that I will be able to find this again. Look at it. It's tiny. It's smaller than my finger, and this is where I keep backups. All my work is on this, and I entrust myself not to lose it. Oh my god. I'm a complete freaking idiot. This is a requested video. By requested, I mean I got a question about how to self-publish, how to publish a book or any of your work. A fan from Serbia. I'm gonna say fan, she may not be, but it makes me happy to say it. Yay. She was really sweet, really nice, and really wanted to ask and get to know of how to be an indie writer. And so I thought I'll just actually say something on it, because I am one. Sorry. I had to consume some energy drink before I did this. I've had so much coffee and I'm just trying to be awake. So that's why I'm a bit on edge. I'm just awake. I've wasted about 3 minutes talking about bollocks. Generally, when you're an indie writer, you are not going through a publishing house. You are not going through the traditional means in which people often get read. And in some places, it's actually far more difficult to become published than it is, say, here, or even in America. I don't know much about the country my fan comes from, but sounds nice. She sounds nice. She's actually really pleasant. So I want to make this video a quick shout out. Sorry, I can't pronounce your name. I don't really want to insult her for saying it wrong, but sorry. First thing you're going to want to do is just listen to this bit of advice before you even go into it. I'll look at any other resource or any other video explaining it. Is you're going to want to take your time with every approach that you're taking. If you start a website and start your own blog, take some time to get used to the blog interface. Take some time to get used to what's on offer and how the community and how the system works. Because I use WordPress, and it took me a little bit of time to figure out all the things I needed to know in order to make my website look the way I wanted it to present it the way I wanted it to, widgets on the side, as well as just generally how to use the data it gave me. Also, Amazon or any other company that you're selling on that uses tags and descriptors and categories, you're gonna really want to research those, what those readers expect from those genres, categories, what those tags or keywords throw up. Let's do this, shall we? The best thing about being an indie writer for me is that I don't have to impress an agent or a publishing house or a company and prove that they'll get their money back on a novel. But I don't have to give my story out to someone who will judge it, because it's their job too. They get it, they have no choice in what they pick. They have to read my manuscript through the slush pile. And that person could have just kind of had an argument with his wife, or his wife could have, slept with a neighbour doggy style, and may not appreciate my rom-com married couple who have a lot of great sex and the neighbours, having sex with them too kind of story. You're just dealing with yourself and showing people that your book or your story or your poems are worth it. The first 3 things I would suggest you do above all else is get a blog or website or any social media platform that you're most comfortable with. If you have one that you do as a hobby anyways, you have a Tumblr account anyway, or you have a WordPress blog anyway, or you're quite active on Twitter, or you're very active, very popular on Facebook, you can tend to use those to share and to showcase. It's great to utilize what you already have because it's a resource game sometimes, and start off from scratch in the bottom, you don't tend to have a lot at your disposal. The other thing I would say is, if you don't have any of those things, you don't have to grab Facebook and Twitter, Tumblr, Pinterest, LinkedIn, Instagram, YouTube. You don't have to grab every single thing you can get your hands on. You don't always need a book page on Facebook and Twitter and its own website. You don't have to have an author page on Facebook. You tend to find that you want to focus on a small number of things as possible that are core and integral to what you're trying to do in your platform, rather than chase every possible avenue. So, and another thing, get out there. I mean, these three advice is kind of pretty much the same way of saying one thing, is talk and tell people what you do. And if you talk about it, people then know what you're doing. People then know who you are. Granted, a small amount of people, but my website doesn't get hundreds of views a day. I'll get a few page views a day. Sometimes that really spikes. A lot of it's probably search terms. And seeing as I wrote a little blog piece about sort of my reaction to the whole Beyond Two Souls game, where there was a leak of a mod that you see Ellen Page naked, because it was fully rendered in the game. It wasn't her body, it was her face on a CGI body, and now the storm's kind of passed. But I still find people typing in naked Ellen Page and finding my website. In fact, someone typed in procrastinating circumcision and found my website. There's a lot of weird stuff people have searched for and have found me. It's just pretty weird, but I love it. It's fantastic. It's really weird. So remember, when you are publishing and when you're giving out your work, think of the avenues you can take. There are many places like Wattpad, I believe it's called, where you can just publish short stories. You can just put short stories on, put them on a blog. You can put your poems out there. You can join forums, read forums. I mean, find what you actually like engaging with. Personally, I like engaging with a video camera. I like the whole idea of framing a shot, lighting and colouring, editing. I like using the sound. I like that sort of thing. It feels natural to me to extend to video. Blogging is something I like to do, not every single day, but it's something I just like to be able to whiz on, not whiz on, I'm not a dog. It's something I like to just turn on, no. It's something I like just to get off, no. It's just something for me to be able to express myself in words. That can't be taken dirty. No. I don't engage much with Twitter. I'm not really used to using Twitter. I tweet links out to my blog and I tweet things if I'm on it, but I don't really understand. I'm not really much of a Twitter person. I have a Facebook page for my author and my book, but I don't use them. I don't know how to use them. Facebook for me is for showing my friends all the pictures and selfies of myself and all the stupid things I have to say, and to shove the fact that I have made a video down their mouth. So if you're a friend and you've came from Facebook, thank you for actually reading this. The rest of them are complete fucking wankers. Don't feel forced that you have to take a certain avenue. The best thing about being an indie writer is you've made a decision, whatever your circumstances are, to not go the way of traditional media, to do something different. And so embrace that and just find what you enjoy doing in regards to showcasing and talking about your work and showing work and your thoughts, and use that, whichever medium. I think YouTube would be pretty good for readings of short stories, for poems. In fact, it is. As you search for them, you find some really great work. Even, works from Edgar Allan Poe, like The Raven or The Telltale Heart, which was brilliantly read by Cry on YouTube. who has a fantastic reading voice. I loved it. I even wrote a comment saying when he was doing a reading of 50 Shades of Grey, and it's got over 100 likes. I don't understand it, but a lot of people agree with me. So trust me on this, and the 100 and something people who agree with my comment. Just find what you enjoy doing and use that to express your work. People want to be entertained, inspired, interested in what you have to say. When people click on a video or click on a blog link, they want to read it, they want to be interested in it, they want to believe. I think that's a fantastic thing about us, is that whenever we sit to watch something, or sit to listen to something, or sit to read, we want it to be good. And we believe it to be of value to us before we even read it, just by clicking on it. And so really, just, if you're an indie writer, show how you can show people what you have. And people who click on it will really want it to be good. So take every click, every view as someone believing you have something of interest and worth to say. Don't then start to think that just because they click off, or they don't keep clicking, or they don't buy, or they don't watch all the way through, that they're not interested. People have busy lives, people have other things they got to do. Some people may have clicked on it for a different reason than you suspect, but just take it as a solid sign that people are interested in what you have to say. And to me, I don't get thousands